The largest contract in the Utah Jazz history doesn't go to Donovan Mitchell, doesn't even go to Darren Williams, does not go to Gordon Hayward, does not go to Carlos Boozer, does not go to Andre Karolinko and others. It goes to Lauri Markkanen, the guy that was traded in the Donovan Mitchell trade. Lauri Markkanen, number 7 overall pick in 2017. Of course, he was a part of that Jimmy Butler trade to Chicago, picked by Minnesota. Lauri Markkanen has been a great, and I mean great international player. Now, yes, some can argue that these last 2 seasons have been his best, and he's one of the best players in the NBA, which, yes, you would agree with. But Lauri Markkanen has always been consistent. If you look at his numbers for Chicago, he's always been consistent. Around 13 to 15 points a game, 9 to 10 rebounds, and about 3 or 4 assists. That's at the highest, right? Well, when he got to Cleveland, and this was more of a sign and trade, more of a just let him walk type of thing for Chicago. I don't know why they let Lauri Markkanen walk. Of course, they are regretting that mistake right now. And I guarantee you they're even regretting Wendell Carter Jr. I would be too as well. So this is what I have to say about that. I have to say that Chicago messed up badly. In Cleveland, you messed up badly as well. In his tenure with the Cleveland, Lauri Markkanen, he averaged around, once again, 13 to 15 points a game. I believe it was 15 points, around probably like 7, 8 rebounds, and at the lowest 2 assists, right? He was a third or fourth option on that team. We all knew that with Darius Garland, Jared Allen, even Evan Mobley. He started at the 3. So they were running a lineup of Markkanen, Mobley, and Allen 3, 4, 5 out there, along with Garland and Saxton or Saxland, excuse me, as we knew them as. And then in 2022, when I was at school, I went back. I'll never forget it. I went back to school and I was sitting in my room and I was playing 2K and I saw the trade. I didn't think Donovan Mitchell was going to get traded that whole offseason. There was rumors about him getting traded. I didn't think they were going to trade him, especially after they traded Rudy. I thought, you know what, they're going to build around Mitchell. Utah said, you know what, it's going to blow this thing up, and they blew it up. They went into rebuild mode, and to see what they did with their team is absolutely amazing. You got a historic haul of picks back for not only Gobert, but Mitchell as well. And to see what they have built off of those picks and are going to continue to build off of those picks is amazing. It's incredible. And Danny Ainge, I applaud him so much for being woke and being like, you know what? This team did not work out. We're going to strip this thing down to the core. We're going to build this thing up. And they have. They have foundational pieces such as Keontae George, such as a Taylor Hendricks, such as a Cody Williams and Isaiah Collier and Kyle Flipkowski. And once again, another foundational piece that they also have in Walker Kessler. They have a lot of foundational pieces there. Bryce Sensabaugh is a part of that young core as well. Now, of course, the veterans on the team is where the questions lie. Lauri Markkanen is one of them, but he's signing extension, so he'll be there. He'll be there at least for this season. Jordan Clarkson is another one. John Collins is another one. You could even say Kelly Olynyk, right? He was dealt at the deadline, so he's off the list. Taylor Horton Tucker, he's a free agent. He's gone, right? What do you do? If you look at this from a perspective of what the Utah Jazz were thinking, they could either trade Markkanen for pieces, they could trade Markkanen for picks, or they could trade Markkanen for nothing. They decided to stick with Markkanen. Markkanen will stay with Utah. 5 years, $238 million. $220 million of that is guaranteed. Now, was this the right move? No. Was this the wrong move? No. It's a 50-50 move. It's whatever we think about it move, right? It's a move that, yes, some of us question and say, no, they should have traded him for Podziemski, but Golden State wasn't not budging on Podziemski. They weren't budging on Kuminga. They weren't budging on anybody that you think outside of Curry Draymond, Ponzinski, Kaminga. Kevin Looney would have been in that trade as well, but Wiggins definitely would have been in that deal somehow, some way. They would have made a 3-team trade with somebody, right? Maybe in a 14. But this is what we us as fans, this is what we get out of it. This is why we're so surprised when a trade happens or when a signing happens because there's so many rumors about he's getting traded. The team has not came out and said anything yet. Nor the GM, nor the president of basketball operations, nor the owner has come out and said no, he's untouchable. So it made you think that Utah was at least listening. But at the end of the day, I know Utah's not going to budge on anything because Utah doesn't know how to trade players at their peak. They traded Donovan Mitchell probably no, they traded Donovan Mitchell at the right time. They traded Rudy Gobert a little bit too late. You could have got more, not in terms of picks, but players. Now, we know the Rudy Gobert trade is probably one of the worst in NBA history. I don't think it is. I think it's one of the best of this era. Now, yes, it is bad in terms of the picks, but look at where Minnesota's been. They went to the Western Conference Finals. Yes, they lost, but they went to the Western Conference Finals. I think that is a good enough goal to achieve when you make a trade like that. Now, yes, they got to win a championship. I do think that Minnesota will be in the finals this year if they're healthy, and then they can make some additions at the deadline because every team needs additions or subtractions, whatever you want to call it. Somebody has to be that sacrifice. Somebody has to be that one man to be like, you know what, I'm the odd man out here. Now, Minnesota doesn't have that odd man out unless you want to have Mike Conley because you got Rob Dillingham, you got Terrence Shannon, you got Nah. So you have different guards on the team. So this is what I say. Minnesota has to plan accordingly. You have to figure out what is what. They have to figure out what is their best fit, what is their best shot. How are they going to avenge the Nuggets? How are they going to get past Dallas? How are they going to get past OKC? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But back to Lauri Markkanen and the Utah Jazz, I want to talk about this one more thing as well. This was not for the media. This was not for the flicks. This signing was strictly based off of how Danny Ainge and that front office feels about their team right now. They feel like they can compete right now. This wasn't a thing where, okay, we need to hurry up and sign him so we can take him off the trade market. No. They feel like they can be competitive around marketing. I disagree. Utah's not making it to the playoffs this year. And even if they do, they're getting bounced in the first round at the 8th seed at best. So this is what I say about Danny Ainge. You need to reconsider trading Markkanen. Listen to offers all season. Now, he can't be dealt, so it's like you can't really call about him. But if Markkanen has a terrible season, you're going to be screwed in the trade market because you're not going to get what you want. Yes, he would have a couple years on his contract, which would make teams give up more. It's like in baseball, years of control, teams give up more. The fact of the matter is, if you are Utah, your fans love marketing. But your fans would love Kaminga as well. Now, Kaminga is not an all-star yet, but he'll definitely be an all-star this year or an all-star reserve. But he'll be an all-star either way. He'll average 20 points at least. But look at it from a perspective as, how am I going to get my team to where they were in the 90s, to where Karl Malone and John Stockton led us? And I believe that the Utah Jazz have to play accordingly. They have to play this game accordingly while all these other GMs play this game. Take trades, take calls, take these assets and take these discussions up to the deadline in February. Past the trade deadline, let's lead it into May. Let's come back and circle in May when the finals are over and everything is over. Let's see what we can get then. Because the draft, people are going to be trying to move up next year. It's a generational draft next year. People are going to try to move up. So move up, move down, trade in, trade out, anything you can think of. Around and around. Next year is going to be fun. Next offseason is going to be fun. And I will get back on that on my next video as well about how Lauri Markkanen and the Utah Jazz can forge their way into the playoffs. That will be a short video as well. But the next video, I can't tell you about that one. That's going to be a one that you have to sit and just buckle up for, because ooh, do we have a lot to talk about.